What's up, everybody? Eric here with another EWE Reviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 1. Before we get into that, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, let me know what you want me to review next. But yeah, this is going to be the spoiler-free review for Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 1. I will be doing a spoiler review after this, so watch out for that video coming out soon. But yeah, this is just going to be the spoiler-free section, then we'll have another video that's spoiler. But yeah, guys, this is a show where I kind of wanted to do it week to week, but it was just like, it's too much work to do those week to week ones if I just don't have the time, and this was just one of those shows I just didn't have the time to do that. So yeah, let's talk about it a little bit. Before I actually talk about it, one thing I'll let you guys know, and if you saw my Godzilla Minus One review, I love kaiju movies. Like, my uncle got me into when I was a really little kid, so this is some of the stuff I really enjoy, and I was really happy the show got made. I didn't know what to expect, if I'm being honest. I was just like, there's a chance this could suck because it's going to be focused on human characters, and in the Godzilla universe, that's not what they're best known for. But yeah, let's talk about that in a second. But yeah, let's give some info to the show. This show streamed on Apple TV Plus. It has a rating of TV-14, and the season ran from November 17, 2023 to January 12, 2024. The cast includes Anna Sawai, Wyatt Russell, Kurt Russell, Mary Yamamoto, Kiersey Clemens, and Ren Watabe. Now, the basic plot of the show is that in 2015, 1 year after the reemergence of Godzilla, half-siblings Kate and Kotaro Randa investigate their missing father Hiroshi's connection to Monarch, the organization that monitors the giant monsters known as Titans. And then we also have another part of the story where we go 2 generations earlier with Bill Randa, Keiko Mura, and Lee Shaw as they try to find out what's going on with the Titans, and they are the ones that do the early development of Monarch. And we actually see, I mentioned Lee Shaw, he's an officer that eventually joins them and becomes a really close person to the Randa family, and is actually in both timelines. And that's the basic plot. And when I say, like, what's cool about that, also about the 2 timelines, is Wyatt Russell and Kurt Russell play the same character. But yeah, let's go now into my thoughts, and we'll start off with the good right now. So, the 2 timeline angle worked really well for me, because I didn't necessarily know what they were trying to do with it. And individual episodes, it might have felt like, oh, this isn't working, because I feel like we already know stuff in the future. But even within that old timeline, they actually do explain things as we go. So it's like, okay, we're in the back timeline. We already know something that's going to happen in the future, but we also have to wait in that timeline for it to be explained. And it was really cool when that actually happened. And also, so let's pretend Godzilla Minus One didn't exist for a second. I generally don't like the human characters in any of the Godzilla kaiju movies. Like in the new Godzilla films, not Minus One, like Godzilla King of All Monsters, the 2014 Godzilla, and Godzilla vs. Kong, I did not like the human characters. It felt like they didn't really know what to do with them, so that was always like a problem for me. But here, like, I really did enjoy the human characters. There was something about them that was just really cool. And then it's 10 episodes, which I was not expecting. I was thinking, oh, they're just going to give us like 6 or 8 or something like that. No, they give us 10 episodes, and they're still like a good 40 minutes a piece, and it's like, oh, you still get a good meat in the bones of how many episodes we get, a lot of story, so I was really happy with that. And we also do get a lot of seeing Godzilla. Not like we're seeing him every episode, but you do see enough Godzilla where you're like, hey, Godzilla's like a side character here, and it's really cool that you get to see him as much as you do. And then the designs for the other monsters we see, I'm just like, oh, these are pretty cool Titans. It's like, these aren't like movie level Titans that you'd think you'd see in the movies, but for a TV show, it's like, oh, these actually make sense, like B level Titans that you'd be putting in there. And I thought they were really cool. I like the designs of a lot of them. I would say go Google them, like the designs of them. You'd be like, oh yeah, this is pretty cool. It's like a nice design that I wouldn't expect. And then I also got to say the way that Kurt and Wyatt Russell work together as the same character. I don't know how they nailed it so well, but you can feel like they both play Lee Shaw, and it doesn't matter which one you're seeing, it's Lee Shaw. And I'm just like, whoa, this is pretty cool to see. I was not expecting that they were going to do something like that, where it's like I would be really invested in the character, and it didn't matter which one of the actors was playing it, I was still really into it. And they do a good work in the show of kind of explaining Hollow Earth. For the most part, there is one thing, and I'll mention it's in the bad that I didn't like, but other than that, yeah, I like how Hollow Earth was explained in this show compared to how it was explained like in Godzilla vs Kong. I didn't feel like Godzilla vs Kong explained it the best. Like they show it there, but I thought here the explanation worked a little bit better, and it's probably because it's a TV format and they were able to spend time to actually explain it a lot better, and we got to see it work. All right, so let's move on to the bad. And I say that there's a plot hole in the show that I can't really get over, and I'll talk about it in the spoiler section, but it was just like something that I was just like, that doesn't make any sense based on the lore that we already got from the movies. And it's also one of those things where, and I hate how this works, where the movie that I didn't like this plot hole from is a movie that takes place in the future of this show. So it's one of those things of like, oh, so the things change, what's going on? Because in the movie, they say one thing, and then the show, it happens a completely different way. So it's like, yeah, that's kind of a plot hole to me. But it's not the biggest thing in the world. It's not going to ruin anything. And there's a twist in the show that it kind of annoys me, and it's something that we also see in Godzilla -1. So like and they're independently made from each other, but it's weird that Godzilla -1 and the show have a very similar thread that close together. It's just like, oh, I kind of wish this would have been spread out a little bit more. But it's not their fault. It's just like they were made independently and they got similar ideas when they made them. And then it's not obvious to me if this show will be directly related to Godzilla Cross Kong. Now, I can see the connection between the show and Godzilla versus Kong, but the Godzilla Cross Kong, since that one takes place even more years in the future, I don't know if they're really going to be connected, if we're going to see any characters there. It's a weird thing. And the movie still isn't out yet. So it's a weird one where I'm like, is this really the right setup for it, or is it going to confuse the audience a little bit? Now, some episodes do drag on a little bit. So, like, one thing I'll say is that the highs of the show are really high, but some of the lows are also pretty low. So do with that what you will. But yeah, that was one of my complaints. It's not really a big deal. Now, do I recommend the show? Even if you didn't watch the 2014 Godzilla film, they explain enough, or I think you'd understand what's going on. And I also don't think you need to watch Kong Skull Island or Godzilla King of All Monsters. I think you can get away with not watching those films and still getting what's going on in the show. They do enough to explain what happens. But yeah, guys, I definitely recommend you watch this show. I think it's worth it, if I'm being perfectly honest. Apple TV Plus, I gotta admit, they have good TV shows. They do a good job with their original content. So let's move on now to my score. And as you can tell, I'm very positive about this. I'm actually hoping for a season 2. I don't know if we're going to get that. As far as I know right now, it hasn't been greenlit. But I'm giving this a score of 8 out of 10 for great. I'm hoping we get more. I love the show so far. I can't wait for it to come back if it does. But yeah, guys, the next review is going to be the spoiler review for Monarch Legacy of Monsters. So watch out for that. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I'm very curious. Did you watch the show? Did I help at least try to convince you to watch the show? Let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, guys, have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later.